Hello, and a very warm welcome to Weirdo.Rocks. It's day 54 of my 90 days content challenge, and today I have a special guest. I have Maja here with me, and we will have a little chat about her last year, since she decided to leave Corpo to start her more free life, and just talk about how is life now, how it was, what the differences is, what obstacles are, and stuff like this. So let's start. I'm really happy that Maja is
Hello.
joining me. It's really also a little bit out of comfort zone for her. I prepared for the interview. I didn't tell her what it will be about. So that's not very
Smart from you.
yeah. It's very smart. Wanna come a little bit closer, and we can
I don't know if I should close
see
closer.
both of us a little bit better. Oh, there is somebody here.
Where?
Yeah.
And it's
So
not me.
I would say let's start. I mean, to summarize everything, Maya started or left her corporation last year and moved to Vienna in May 2018. She will talk a little bit about this. And,
Really?
yes, and now we are here in Malaysia. It's we have 2 days left on our 3 weeks vacation, and it's quite a change in life. And I just now gonna let Maya talk about.
But
Her-
give me a question.
Yes, of course. I mean, just maybe briefly describe how your life was before and how it changed in the last year. Just a quick overview about your corporate life before, maybe what you did, how it was,
Okay.
and how you're working
So
hours.
I was working in. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm in the flow.
Yeah.
I was working in Krakow in a big American corporation for over 2 years and a half. It was like a very stable job, money every month, so I didn't need to worry about that. Working in customer service. Working hours were a little bit off because it was, of course, for American market. So I was working from 2 p.m. till 11 p.m. So basically, I didn't have any social life. But yeah, job itself was not so bad. I mean, customer service. But yeah, maybe like the things that I did like there was that I didn't need to think so much. You have the stability of like having a job, having a salary, and but in my role, I didn't see myself growing there. I didn't want to, like, usually didn't apply for any other positions because I was just like in my little nest, in my comfort zone. So like I liked where I was, but there was no extra anything that would fulfill my life. And then when I met Leo, we started to talk about moving to Vienna, tried to get, of course, the same, some corpo job or something, which was quite a problem. The biggest one was the fact that I don't speak German. So for the jobs where I was applying, I think that this was the biggest minus. And we didn't even get any invitation to the interview or anything, or they just didn't like me. Like maybe I didn't have a good skills for the positions I applied. And
in Vienna, it's really it's different than in Bratislava, for example, or in Krakow. There are not so many outsourcing companies.
yeah, that's the main thing, because in Krakow it's really easy.
Yeah.
You just need to speak one language. doesn't matter even which, because there are so many outsourcing companies that they need people for different countries. For usually it's customer support or finances. So yeah, it's way different than in Vienna. So yeah, then we came to the decision that maybe I could start, or we could start together to look for alternatives, because I was always like thinking about maybe working on my own, like as a freelancer, but I didn't have a courage or know how to do it. And with having Leo next to me, is like I felt more safe to try it, because I am a person who really wants to have some safety when it comes to money or whatever. So yeah, having you was a little bit easier for me to go into it. And yeah, then I just moved and I jumped in the water, and not such a good swimmer, but I still swim, and it was like 1 year ago now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
You're really on a good way. I know it's hard on the way sometimes, especially in the beginning, when you are not really know what you can offer, when you yeah, the money flow is not so constant every month. You have this existential crisis and thoughts, of course. But yeah, I think you're really great on track to really become fully independent, and you I think you did really great. I mean, in the beginning, it's always, in my experience, it's really hard to get the first customers, to also have the confidence that you can really provide value, what is a little bit different.
Yeah, basically to know how to even start, or where to start, or like if you I was working in a paper industry where there was not much technology than computer and SAP and Outlook. Basically, when you start your like freelancing career, this is not enough to keep you going. So you need to be open to learn more, to learn what tools are out there. I think like this was the biggest whoa for me, that okay, there is Slack, there is Evernote, there is Trello, there is this, that you need to, because yeah, all of a sudden you're on your own. But this is the knowledge that I think most of the people need to have right now, because it's yeah, it's not enough if you know how to use SAP maybe 20 years ago, but not now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's. I think, in my opinion, it's all about being flexible
and open to learn.
To learn, and then yeah, everything is basically possible. I mean, it's over a year, and really your monthly income is quite stable now at the moment. So it's from 0 to, let's say, 4 figures per month. That's really good. Uh, what was in the beginning? What? How would you describe or characterize the biggest difference in your daily life now? I mean, of course, we are still not there where we want to come from money-wise and also freedom-wise, but we make good, or you make really great progress, in my opinion, to also not rely on one client, one customer, to be not just trade your work for hours. Okay, this is we are not. We didn't really start with that yet, but it's on the vision. But from your daily working experience, or how is this? Is it even comparable?
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like everything changed basically, because Um, okay, yeah, when you have a 9 to 5 job, in my case 2 to 11, um, you know what you're gonna do. Like you have your morning routine. If you have, usually I was sleeping, making lunch, to take with me to work. And yeah, all of a sudden it was 2 p.m. and I had to go to work, and I stayed there until 11, did my stuff that I needed to do, things that other people organized for me, so I didn't need to plan my day. Um, and yeah, that was it. Every day, 5 days in a week. The biggest difference is now definitely my own time management, and even if I try to do it for 1 year now or even more, I still have problems and I still cannot. And I know that if you plan your day well and correctly and you're focused in what you're doing, your productivity will increase big time, because I see the difference when I plan my day or when I don't plan my day. So if I don't plan it, like it will be a mess. Like I would be wasting time with so many things, forgetting all the time what I need to do that day, or what I'm doing, or what's happening around me. So it's just, and it also makes me feel bad, because I'm just like procrastinating. Is this the right word?
Yeah.
And I'm not like, I'm just thinking, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, and time is just flying by. So you don't do anything, just think about it. And then in the end of the day, you feel even worse because you didn't achieve what you even like not planned, but you know that you need to do it. So yeah, this is like really huge difference. And if I do plan it in the morning, and it has to be quite precisely to hour, like okay, from 9 to 11, this and then this and that, it's way easier, because you know that you have those 2 hours that you need to concentrate on something, and you will do it. I mean, I'm saying now, like, this is my life already, and in 1 year I still didn't manage to do this. And
I think that's normal. Like,
yeah, I think
don't
this
be
is my
so negative
biggest
on that.
biggest. No, I'm not negative. I'm
Yeah.
just. I know that this is my biggest problem that I have at the moment. I am still doing my job. I have a couple of things that I'm currently working on, so I'm like slowly pushing through my days, but it's still not as it should be. And my vision is also to make something by myself on my own, not be like employed by someone, or be like that I need some customer that I work for him or her. So with that in mind, I really need to plan it better, because these things then just get pushed away, and you only focus on something that brings you money now, but not on the things that you see yourself doing in a couple of years. And you need to plan a lot to come there, but yeah, it's just shifting the focus to where the money currently is, and that's also not good.
Yeah, very interesting. I think that's one of the biggest shifts, of course. If you're receiving your tasks, as it is usually in corporations, if you're a regular employee,
It's really
then
easy.
if you are kind of your own boss. I mean, even if you work for clients, customers, and maybe remote on a remote job, it's different. You have to organize yourself. You have to plan your days to get most out of it, and the things, your own projects are it's really hard in the beginning to focus on the projects that not directly bring you money, but yeah, you need, I think, and you also I mean, you're just starting, but I think if you block some time for these projects, and then of those are most of the time blocks that disappear because some other more important urgent thing is coming in. But yeah, I think this whole transition is really is really great, and I'm really happy how it is going. I mean, the if you also if you see it from so one challenge is this organizing yourself. I mean, you never had a problem with learning new tools or about new things. Are there other challenges that you're facing with your new, freer, more independent life than you had before? Did you have other?
Maybe like trusting in my own abilities because everything's very new and um, you don't know if like if you have a regular job, you had an interview, they are looking for like some specific person, you fit to that description, you sit there, you work. Now when you I just don't have this like I'm not there yet with my I don't even know how to say it like confidence that projects that I'm working on are I mean that I am capable of doing them because everything that was okay. Now I'm also working more in customer service, so it's a bit different, but it's also like in a remote team. You don't know exactly how to approach people, how to communicate. You need to find this balance. I'm quite, when it comes to this, I'm quite old-fashioned still because, if you work for 10 years in like a very specific environment, it's hard to change like this. And I think confidence is something that I'm still lacking. Um, that like when you do something, it's like, I'm doing it in the right way. I know this is right. Not, I think it should be like this. Maybe not. Maybe yes. And, usually, I'm doing my stuff like in the right way, but I need to have this feeling that it's hard to explain, but
it totally makes sense. I also would see it. It's really if you're especially later when you we will also maybe do stuff together, more projects together, or when you start your own project. You're basically on your own, so there is no one. You need to find your way. So you might need to make your own decisions, and there is no. You said you are working for a remote team now in a company which is also fully remote. How maybe people also don't even know that this exists. How does this work? Or I mean, you're basically normally you sit in. I mean, for the bigger corpus, okay, you have different locations, but at one location normally you have hundreds of people working in one house or building. But how does this remote working together work, or how is this company structured? You're working for it.
Working quite well. The biggest difference is that there is no office. So all team members, I don't know even exactly like how many, because the team is growing very fast. So new people are joining, and sometimes you just lose track who is new on board. Basically everybody is sitting in their own country. We have developers from like different countries. Salespeople, marketing, for customer service. Currently, I'm alone. Now I work from here, usually from Vienna. We have weekly meetings, like weekly call, where everybody call in, give some little update about. I mostly work with developers, of course, because it's like a technical tool. So if customer approaches me with some deeper technical questions or some bugs, I need to talk with them. So usually, yeah, like on Tuesdays we discuss what the issues are, and if I need some help, they answer, and we just give some update about the current business. And yeah, basically all our communications is through Slack. Everything what is happening is in different channels, so we just communicate basically through this application. Sometimes I have a call with CEO to discuss like open stuff, but yeah, basically it works like this.
Isn't this amazing? I mean, you can
It's amazing.
work from everywhere. You are not in your
From bed.
you're not in your cubicle. We are, as said before, 3 weeks in Malaysia now.
And yeah, I work every day for like from Malaysia now, so it's
Yeah, so we are not on holidays. We are on vacation. Maybe,
but still we go to pool every day.
yes, and after this video, you see it's quite dark. We will go out, have dinner and a couple of drinks. Or
Because it's our last night in Langkawi.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's really amazing. I mean, if you listen to all this, what you achieved in 1 year, it's really cool. Can you shortly describe how your journey looked like with up and downs, maybe from the start? I mean, you already described we tried to find a regular job but the plan was always in 2-3 years to start this journey that we start now, but to have something more stable in Vienna in the beginning for you. But how did this look like? I mean, I think for most people it's really hard to imagine, okay, if you decide for this transition, you don't have to give up your job normally. In your case, you fully went in 100%, you were all in basically with that.
Because I had to leave the country.
Yes.
I couldn't take my cubicle with me.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
How did you start to find something? What was the start?
okay, so I moved to Vienna with my belongings, and how I started to work was my first money came from cleaning. With Leo, we have 2 apartments that we rent out in Vienna, 2.5. So we agreed that this would be my first job because yeah, he was having some other cleaning help, and I said, okay, don't pay them, I will come and I will clean, and this will be my start because I needed to have, since I didn't save much money, I like to travel, I wanted to have something for a start. So that was my first money. Then, when I came there, Leo started to fine-tuning me with, did we have like daily or weekly meetings?
I mean, weekly planning and daily stand-up.
Yeah, we had weekly planning. We met all the time, but we sat down Monday morning and we discussed the week. I checked how many cleanings I have and what else I will do. In the beginning, our vision was to cook schnapps. So we did a little bit, but it didn't go as we planned because there were some obstacles on the way. I wanted to start with the blog. I did. So Leo just made a domain for me, and I opened the computer and there was WordPress, and I started to put. It was the first time that I even was using WordPress, of course.
Really cool.
So I opened it and I was like, okay, I want to have this and this and this. And also there, I could notice that if you don't plan stuff, it can be really bad because I like pretty stuff, pretty things, of course. And I didn't in the beginning. I didn't make any plan, and then I was just throwing things inside. And of course, I rearranged so many times that I lost so much patience and time. And still, it's a good school because
It's a learning
yeah.
process.
And basically, I did manage to put it together, but then I didn't continue with that so much. Um, I started to apply because yeah, money is important, as we all know. Um, Leo introduced me to Upwork, so it's a platform for freelancers to get like projects to connect with people who are looking for freelancers. And after the initial problem of getting even on this platform because there is a lot of people there, so it's hard to get in. I finally got in, so yeah, my next tasks were find a project on Upwork, find, look for it, apply for like as many as possible. Of course, I didn't apply for something that is completely off my knowledge or something, but yeah. Um, then I did get something. At that point, I got that chess customer service. That was also a funny experience working for a world chess championship. Uh, the client was not so responsive, so they just gave me the access to the mailbox and bye bye. Now you can answer their questions. So that was really tough, but interesting, like something new. Oh, and also Leo has two friends that have a coffee blog, and we connected with them. And I still am doing this, uploading content for English page. Was also something completely new. Like I got this text, and I had to put it in the WordPress. Upload the images and rename the images, and everything had to work. Back end, front end, everything had to be also like very new. But they gave me really nice list of things how I should do them. So I was just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. And yeah, in the beginning, I needed way more time, for example, for one article. But now, like when I upload it, I'm already like,
Yeah.
I know how to do it.
And also, also on Airbnb, you're also doing customer support there.
Yeah.
And, you
Basically, I'm doing a lot of customers.
Yeah, and you improve the guides and that everything is going smooth.
Because we have a self check-in, so you really need to give proper information.
Okay, but this is the first boost I would say that you needed to get started, to have some income,
Yeah.
and then after that, as you said, now you're working 2 to 4 hours per day for this online tool for this company, which is really nice. I think that's I really like how they are doing it. I also, of course, I know how they are working together, and yeah, it's as also managing and having remote teams myself. I really like how their approach. It's really cool. And, the good thing is really that we, as yeah, you can be wherever, and you just need internet connection, and that's it basically. So I think this is really something. Your way so far is really something that could apply to everybody. Now of course we try to also build something on our own, also for you, extend Airbnb or short-term renting, and also still working on some other project that is not directly dependent on an on-site or services productized service that is not directly dependent on one client. So I think it's a really great journey so far.
It's fun.
It's also for me. It's also really nice to be able to do this together with with Maya, it's just totally different. If you have someone um, who is supporting you, you can support each other with your topics. And yeah, it's can be really hard if your environment is not supporting you with that. But yeah, Maya made a really cold start here, and now she's really
Hot.
hot. Yeah, especially here in Malaysia, I think it's still 30 degrees or something like this. Uh, what I also really liked is we talked once. We are done.
I want
Uh,
beer.
What I really liked, because sometimes it's the small details that you don't even notice on the journey, but when you look back, when we talked once about, I know, I mean, I was also half time living in Krakow for a couple of months because I was location independent before, and every second week I went to Krakow to live with Maya. She was working from uh, 2 to 11 in the afternoon, and it was really how nice it was when Friday came closer, and how bad it was when Monday came closer. How would you compare this now? How are your Fridays and your Mondays now compared to back then?
It's all the same. No, yeah, that's also one thing. Yeah, I didn't mention that I don't have Mondays anymore because
We work every day.
yeah, that's true. Is it better even than before?
How do you feel about it? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, because usually, I mean, in the work where I was working, Monday was always, since you don't work for during the weekend, thank God, a lot of F-ups happens, and on Monday when you come to work anyway, you're like tired from the weekend. And you really don't want to go to work, and then you come there and everything is bad, and you have so many emails and people calling you, where's my paper? But yeah, now it's I think that like I also work a lot now, like starting in the morning, not finishing at 5, but like going late night. But still, it's different. It gives you. I think it's also from the environment that you don't need to go to the office and be there like stuck for like 9 hours.
Even if there is no work.
And yeah, if there's no work, you just sit there and you waste time. You waste so much time, and you cannot, yeah, meetings that could be email, and you just sit there and ask yourself about life. What are you doing? But now, yeah, even though the work, there is a lot of work, and yeah, especially because I'm still doing cleanings and now with this customer service job and other things. But I again, I cannot explain, but it just give you, probably it's this like feeling of managing your own time, even if you're bad with that, but you still have possibility, you still have option to plan your day how you want approximately. And it's, I think that's the big difference why, yeah, you feel more free, or even though maybe in the end of the day, if you count all the hours that you worked, you maybe worked more, but you can go for lunch whenever you want, you can go to break whenever you want, you can stop working if you don't feel um, I don't know, inspired or anything. You can just
go to Malaysia.
You can go to Malaysia, for example. That was nightmare for me, like to have. I never could go on a 3 weeks holidays in when I was working in Corpo, because I needed my holidays all the time. So if I would go, I don't know, in February for 3 weeks to Malaysia, then I would be stuck with what 10 days of holidays left for the rest of the year, and that's just, yeah, it was not possible because, yeah.
Were you ever close before to try something on your own before we met? I mean, or before you started this? Or better, what was holding you back? Because since you were, I mean, you were not unhappy, you were quite happy, but it's not that you missed the holidays, you really were just, you said you couldn't go on a 3 weeks trip because you felt that you don't have enough holidays left the rest of the year. Were you ever close, and why? If not, why not? That's a tough one, I know.
Close. I was like always. I like to check into startup scene, and also still when I was working in Ljubljana, I was going to some meetings with some organization that is trying to get this business idea to high school people and like spreading this make your own business energy around. And I was there. We could collaborate together. They could not pay me for that, and I don't know. For me, it was only always this that you need. Like I was just afraid of like failing or not having enough money to, and like I was also now living abroad for like 5 years already, so it's it's a mixture, I would say, like being afraid of not having enough money to do it, even though I know that this fear is like stupid, because you can always find options like we did now. Not having not ideas, but like you don't know the way how to do it. Or like for me, it was always like if I could have one person next to me who would have the same like vision as me, that we would do something together, I would do it. But alone, I was never willing to do it. I don't know.
No, I think it's really spread wide, these similar feelings and thoughts. And I also met many people, or also friends, and at startup meetings. I mean, if people were already there, they already made the first step. But still, it's a big. Sometimes I saw people I met, they were lacking of the great idea, or what I also hear a lot is, but I don't know how to make money. I'm not qualified. I didn't study and stuff like this. But this is really, it's no real reason. But I really know how hard it is, and how hard it can be to get started. But you did, and that's really cool. And if you would if you look back this first year, what were, in your opinion, the three most important things that you needed to get right, that you made this progress, or what were the things that you needed to learn, or what was the most important three things that you would say, or also thoughts maybe, or change in your mindset, or whatever, or like some habits that where you would say, okay, those three things were really important, that I have a different perspective on all this now, and that I see that it's working. Is there something like this, or what?
I would say that I think there are these things that I already mentioned that I still work on. And I think that these are very important things. And like, as I said, time management, confidence, and what was the third thing? And these are, maybe I find them important because they are still a struggle for me. And I still need to work on it. And maybe I just like push the things that I did learn on the way out from the memory, and like because it felt right, or like it happened, so we went through this. But these two things are like I'm dragging with me still, so need to put more attention on it. And I think these are very important things when you start on your own. I don't know if I exactly answered your question,
No,
but
that's perfect. I
yeah.
mean, I also what I also felt in the beginning is uh, yeah, this planning is of course I think it this structuring your days, which is I think especially in customer support, it's really hard sometimes. My feeling from not being customer support, I mean, somehow
Yeah, and it's
because
also
it's always like firefighting. Somehow there is
yeah.
something coming in and you are reacting.
Yeah,
more and-
because like since I have all the applications on my phone,
yeah,
and I am somewhere, and my phone will
it's more
send me
reactive. Yeah.
yeah notification, something is wrong, and then I will open the email and read it. Okay, then I start thinking about it, and then I need to answer as soon as possible because I have this urge of helping people. So
That's a great thing, especially if you're starting your own thing. That we will update you on that how this is developing. And yeah, to finish, I
Yeah.
would like you, if somebody is in your situation, like I mean, you were quite happy, but if a person is not happy in his job, her job, um, they don't have the feeling, the confidence that they are or have the skills. They think they don't have the skills. They don't have an idea where to start. Could you suggest them something where they could start or where they could get help and like maybe find some more inspiration or dig a little bit deeper to get started?
they could ask you.
Yeah, but that's all.
Ask Leo. He's really good with this. He will really push you to do stuff. And yeah, for me, okay, I'm a little bit more lucky case because with your help, everything was way easier. But still, what I also don't be afraid to fail. This is still my uh, biggest fear, and I know that it shouldn't be because it's people fail every day. So why wouldn't I? Nobody's perfect.
And it's a great
And
source for
it's just try. I mean, try to find what could make you happy, or like what do you really like to do. I mean, I don't know. For me, customer service is hate love relationship. Like I like to do it. Sometimes I hate it so much. It's but right now it does give me freedom to do this because I can do only a couple of days per hour and per couple of hours per day. Um, and I think that it's also quite easy to get remote projects in this field, and just yeah, don't be afraid to explore, to to I don't know, I'm really too fresh to to give any
that's a great advice.
ideas. But yeah, I don't know. In the end, it's important that you like what you do. And I was really working in so many jobs,
No, wow.
so many
It's on
jobs
fire.
that yeah, it doesn't bring you inner happiness or anything. And like, in the end of the day, you spend so much time at work that I think it is important. And I'm not this person who, oh, let's live, be happy, freedom, blah, blah. But it's just, it's true. I mean, if you curse every day when you go to work and out from work, then you have to know that something is wrong. And even if you don't have this great idea, I don't. I still don't have idea, but I found my way to get closer to where I want to be in the future. And yeah, it's a journey. So yeah, that's it.
I think that's really great advice in the end. I think if you feel alone, try to team up with someone who has similar ideas, maybe
That's
just to,
he's really into it.
yeah. And yeah, this really can give you a boost. If you are always surrounded by people who are not supportive or don't understand what you gonna do, then I think it's really important to find yourself an environment which is more supportive. And yeah, now this was the great interview with
We go
Maja.
for beer.
I'm really happy. We're gonna have dinner and one or two drinks, maybe three, because since it's Friday.
I will drag him home again.
And yeah, thanks, Maja. It was really great. And I
It
think
was my first time I was talking to him.
and I really hope this can inspire many other people out there. There is always a way. Just yeah, you have to create your own future. That's the thing, and you can do it. Bye.